Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we will discuss the Eagles' 28-22 victory over the LA Rams yesterday. It was one of the coolest games I think I've ever been to. My first ever snow game. Um I I believe Saquon had the best performance for a running back at the link since LaShawn McCoy. Yeah, when he when he had that big game in 2013 um, against the Detroit Lions, the formerly number one seed, or I guess they're technically still the number one seed, Detroit Lions. Yeah, and not only are the Eagles playing in the NFC Championship game, it's going to be right here in Philly, and um, it's just so exciting. I think that I definitely there's one thing I can for certain say is that this fan base is going to bring it. Um, like in all four of our home NFC Championship games, the Eagles are undefeated. So hopefully that trend will continue. But let, let's get into this game. The the Eagles came out first drive and scored on a Jalen Hurts. I want to say it was maybe a 52 or 3 yard rushing touchdown on a little zone read keeper. That was a good way to get things started. Um, the one unit I will shout out is this defense. They were absolutely outstanding again, giving up just 22 points to Stafford, McVay, Cup, Nakua, and that offense is quite the feat, quite the accomplishment. So hats off to them. They kept our offense in it even when we were going through a bit of a dry spell midway through the second quarter. They were able to kind of shut the Rams down until we got rolling again. But um, and then in and then I want to say after the Rams got their after the Eagles scored their touchdown, unfortunately Jake Elliott missed his first of two extra points um, on the day, and he was just he's just been all over the place this season, to the point to where they were discussing on WIP should the Eagles be holding kicker tryouts. And why this is a discussion the week of the NFC Championship game is beyond me. Like you're not gonna try out a new kicker um, with maybe two games left in the season. Like you're not gonna do that with your season on the line. You do that in November at the absolute latest. Excuse me. Oh man. Um. But yeah, I just can't believe that's a discussion. My me and or my brother Tommy and I were saying how or he was saying to me how he thinks Jake will make a big kick in the Super Bowl if we make it, and all his trials and tribulations from this year will be forgotten about. Like I still have complete confidence in this guy. Um, the coaches seem to, and it's really the fans and the media that have stirred that pot, which is what else is freaking new. Welcome to Philadelphia. Sometimes the sports journalism in this city is a joke. But anyway, I have complete confidence in Jake. He's been in big moments before. He's made big kicks. Um, so I'm not worried about him. Maybe a little bit, or maybe more than a little bit, but I I do think he'll make big kicks and we'll like our relationship with him will be back on track. Like Eagles fans are used to having a calming experience when Jake Elliott trots on the field. Now it hasn't turned out that way this year, but I still think he'll perform when the lights shine brightest, and the lights don't shine much brighter than the NFC Championship. So I think he'll have a big week next week. But anyway, let's get into more of this game. I thought Oren Burks as the replacement for Nakobe Dean was a bit of a surprise. Like I I didn't know he was getting the start until they announced the starting lineups, and the Eagles PA guy was like starting at linebacker number 42, Oren Burks, and my brother was really surprised that Jeremiah Trotter Jr. didn't get the start on Sunday, but I thought Oren had a good game. Zach Bond again, fantastic game. He was just all over the field. Jalen Carter, oh my god, this is the great. Oh my god, like I think next to Fletcher Cox, he might end up being the greatest defensive tackle I've ever seen. Oh my god, like the way he pushes pockets, the way he gets pressure, it you almost can't replicate it. Like there's very few guys that can get pressure from the defensive tackle spot routinely, and Aaron Donald's one, Jerome Brown is one. I'm not sure if Merlin Olsen was a defensive tackle. I think Deacon Jones was the defensive end for the fearsome foursome for that defensive line. But yeah, there are very few guys that can create the amount of just stress on opposing offenses coming from that defensive tackle slot, and he's been nothing but an absolute just gem of a pick. The 8 teams that passed on him are looking just so stupid right now, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Darius Slay quietly had a big game, and we needed it, especially since later in the game, I believe in the third quarter or second quarter, Quinyon Mitchell was pulled from the game due to maybe spraining his AC joint in his shoulder, which hopefully he can get back for the NFC Championship, because he's been our best defensive player, maybe next to Jalen Carter. He's just been an absolute godsend. How 21 teams passed on him, and we didn't even have to move up to get Quinyon, that's crazy to me. Is that you get such an impact player at 22, and you don't even have to move up in the draft to get him, not even to like 15 or something. But credit to Howie Roseman, credit to his staff and the scouting department as well. It's a great find in Quinyon and Cooper for sure. N'Kobe, Jordan, Jalen as well. Keeley. I basically named half the defense, but you're welcome. Zach Bond. I'll stop. But this defense deserves a big time round of applause for holding that offense to 22 points. If you do that against a Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford led offense, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, you're going to win that game. Unless the fearsome foursome de-age like 40 years, or maybe 30 years, I don't even know. You're gonna win many games if you hold that offense to 22 points. So they certainly did their job, and then Saquon had a 60-yard run in the first quarter, and then a 70, or he had a 62-yard run in the first quarter, and then a 70 or 74-yard run in the fourth quarter, which we thought put the game away, but then LA drove down and got a touchdown. And then with the extra point, that made it a 6-point game thanks to the second of 2 missed extra points by Jake Elliott. It was just an all-around rough day for the Eagles kicker from a PAT standpoint, but he did make 2 big field goals. So hopefully that gets him rolling, because the Eagles are going to need him. And for my money, he's still the best. He's still one of the very best kickers in the league. I don't think, apart from maybe Justin Tucker, who's also had a down year, I don't think I would take anybody else over him. Maybe Harrison Butker, but that's a maybe. I just think he's the most clutch kicker. The most clutch kicker I've watched since David Akers. I mean, this dude in a big moment is just an absolute killer. He is an assassin. And the Eagles are definitely going to need Jake the Make to live up to his nickname, because if he misses kicks, I don't know or I don't know what the next move would be for Howie and his staff. And the relationship between he and the fan base is will be one of strain for sure. But I still think he's one of the clutchest kickers in the NFL, and I'm gonna do what the coaching staff are gonna do, not what most media outlets and most fans would do, is just continue to rock with the guy, and he'll he'll make a clutch kick, I promise you, and this will all be forgotten. But um, obviously, missing two PATs is it's bad for sure, and yeah, and I know Jake's a very prideful guy, so he'll make the adjustments, he'll make the corrections, and he'll get it fixed. That's for sure. So one thing I did want to touch on is on his second touchdown, where he galloped through the snow. Barkley slowed down to at Jared Verse. For those of you that don't know, he was the Rams defensive lineman who who said that he hated Eagles fans. So Barkley gave him a little stare down, and to use his words, he got called into the principal's office, but he didn't get a penalty, and that's basically all that matters. I feel like this Eagles team can beat anybody, especially a rookie Jaden Daniels who has never experienced the link at. He's experienced the link at full volume in a regular season, but he has never experienced the link at full volume in the playoffs, much less an NFC Championship game. So, to the fans that are going to the game, please bring the energy. Like, make him wish he never suited up. Make him wish he wasn't even in Philly. Just make it so miserable for the young, fantastic signal caller that he's just like, I want to be anywhere else right now. If we do that, our defense will continue to make big stops against a high-powered offense, and this is the third time we'll face the Commanders, so we'll see who earns the advantage, who earns the 2-1 advantage in this season series. It should be a really fun one. I'm looking forward to it. I think Saquon's gonna have another big day. I mean, that guy is. It makes my jaw not even drop. It makes my jaw hit the floor. Like, I'm surprised I still have a jaw with the amount of times I've needed to pick it up off the floor. And that guy's just one of the greatest players I think I've ever seen, and this is only his first year here. Oh my God. He's 148 yards away from breaking Terrell Davis's total rush yards record. I don't have the number in front of me. I'll make a post on Twitter. Make a post on Twitter when I do to get you guys those exact numbers. But I think this guy was just signing of the offseason from Mr. Howie Roseman, between Saquon, CJ, and Zach Bond. If the Eagles' free agency ended right there, that would have been pretty good. But no, he signed Mekhi Becton, which allowed Cam Jurgens to move to center, to replace Jason Kelsey. So credit to Howie Roseman, credit to Nick Sirianni, credit to everyone involved with the Eagles organization, and a credit to you guys for sitting through this, sitting through and hopefully enjoying this 20-minute episode. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the love on the content. There's plenty more of it. So keep it locked on Sports Live in the 215 on all social platforms. And as always, go Birds.